Tutorial on Photoshop showing you how to clean up an image ready to use the fill pattern tool. I'm going to be using a flats drawing. I prefer flats drawings, but you could equally use this with a fashion illustration. So the first thing I did was I drew my image and I photographed it, and I'm now going to put it into Photoshop, and you'll see that it's quite grey, and I need to clean that up before I can proceed with filling it with colour. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to select it, Command T. I'm going to drag it out. So I've got a bigger image to work with. You can always make it smaller later on. Go back over there. Now you'll see that it's really grey at the moment, and I want to clean that image up because actually it's a photograph, so we need to get rid of all of those bits. So we're going to go to Image, Adjustment, Levels, and it brings up this dialog box here, and you'll see there's a massive spike in the sort of this area here. So I'm going to take this arrow down here, but this is your arrow here that needs to come right across there. I'd like to be able to tell you why these things, what they mean, but I don't know. It's just the way it works. So what I've done, I've taken the grey out. You'll be able to see there. Move that over again, click OK. And that's a really quick way of cleaning up an image. You could, if you wanted to, use the Magic Eraser tool, this one up here, and click on those areas. It takes a bit longer, but it cleans it up just the same. The next thing I need to do is to make sure that all my lines join up before I start to fill, because if I don't, what will happen is they will flood fill. So I'm going to enlarge the image here. You can do that with Command T, depending on what platform you're using. So just to demonstrate what will happen if I don't close or join these lines, I'm going to click on the fill tool. Click on that. Let's have a nice colour, nice bright colour, because it's raining. So I want to just fill in this little section here. I can't do because there's a gap. Can you see that gap? So Command Z. Let's get rid of it. And I'm going to go to the paintbrush tool over here, because what I want to do now is start joining all of these sections. And you'll see this circle is a bit too big. Obviously that's not going to work, so I'm going to go up to here. I'm going to put it down to, let's take it down to 4 point. And I'm going to stick on the hard round. And then if we go over here, you'll see that actually it is a lot smaller. So look up here, let's get rid of that. Now, I don't want to draw it in pink. I want it to look the same as the other lines. So I'm going to go to the eyedropper tool, click on that. I'm going to select this here, go back to my paintbrush, and I'm going to start joining the lines like so. Right. And I can actually make that a little bit bigger. Let's take it up to number 6. And that's going to work a lot quicker. So just going in. Doesn't need to be too exact. Just want to make sure everything is joined up before we move on to the next stage. If you don't, you can always go back and fill if there's something happens, it doesn't fill properly. Right, over here. Over here. There's other tools you can use actually, which you don't have to use the brush tool. There's loads of different ones up here, and this is quite interesting, all your brushes. So if you wanted a different kind of mark, you can go down to Kyle's drawing box here. You can click on the Happy HB, and just to show you what that looks like, I am going to draw a line with it, and you can see it looks a bit more like a pencil. Command Z to get rid of. Command Z. So I'm actually going to stick with Command's Happy HB pencil, just because it's making me happy and I can hear the rain going, so why wouldn't we? Yeah, click off that. I'm going to go to the eyedropper tool again, click onto that to make it that colour, zoom right in and just close up some of those lines using the Kyle's Happy Pencil there. Oh, making me feel really happy. Yeah. Okay. Seems like this is a load of effort, but it really does make a difference when it comes to using it. And obviously once you've done this, all you have to do is save it in your library, and you've got this template ready to go for any kind of pattern or fill that you want to add later on. And I have a library, so I'm going to go to File, Save As. I'm going to save it in my cloud documents here, and I'm going to put it into this print library elements. There we go. I'm going to call it my dress flat template, and I can carry on using that whenever I want. Okay.